going, guys? We're here today with Brooklyn Local 1 from the Brooklyn Brewery. This is a pretty limited release supposedly, and it comes in at 9% alcohol by volume, so be careful if you're drinking this one. It is a 100% bottle re-fermented ale. And of course you can tell that because it has the caged cork on the top. Not a whole lot to say about this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and get the cage off here, uncork it, and give it a pour. Tell them what we're drinking out of today, sir.
Our Duvel glasses. They're just your normal standard snifter. Jesus, that was a very carbonated beer. We'll see how that turns out. But
ready.
That's good actually. With more carbonation with these snifters, you're gonna get a lot of very defined aromas out of it. Hopefully, we'll see how that turns out.
So straight out of the bottle, incredibly light gold. Seems to have a pretty high head potential. There you go. To the light. Very murky golden with a little bit of an orange amber hue to it. Looking for little clouds of yeast. I don't see any, but it does have tons of little bubbles rising to the top. Really high 2-finger head, soapy white.
It's almost a little bit murky.
It's murky, but I don't think it's from yeast. I think it's from chill haze.
Oh, you think so?
Maybe.
Oh, let's try it.
It
Smells kind of sour.
It has sour in it. It has hops, but do you smell any smoke to that at all?
Not at all. Is it supposed to be smoke?
I smell smoke, but it's not supposed to be.
Well, I smell a little bit of hops, but I smell quite a bit of sour, not that much fruit. It smells like it's going to be a little more dry.
For sure.
So.
See, I'm getting hops and smoke. That's what I'm getting is smoke.
Let's try it and see what it tastes like.
Alright.
A lot of carbonated
Yeah.
vibe to it. Yeah. Very carbonated. I like it though. It's good. It's kind of light.
Do you think it, I don't know if this is something that's going to taste better as it warms or not, though.
I think it'll be decent as it warms, but I think it's better a little bit chilled. I think it will be better a little bit chilled. Never had it before, so I don't know. We'll see.
It reminds me a lot of Duvel. It does. I was saying that before the review, and after, it does taste a lot like it. As far as flavor notes go, are you thinking of anything real specific?
Kind of bready.
Yeah.
Not really heavy malt notes to it. A little more hops. It actually tastes exactly like it looks, with the color and the heads. Really highly carbonated. Not too dark. Not too stout tasting. Not really any dark notes to it at all, for that matter. It has a little bit of fruitiness to it, but none of it's really dark, dry fruits like the dates and the prunes and whatnot.
Right. Well, let me get specific here. Getting hops, a little bit of alcohol sweetness, a slight tinge of alcohol burn, definitely a biscuity, bready, crackery kind of yeastiness to it. Almost reminds me of an Alamo Golden Ale if you've ever had one of those before. As far as the breadiness goes,
With a little more flavor though, I mean.
with more flavor, and the sourness really has a Duvel side to it. Is
Yeah,
what it reminds
absolutely.
me of, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's pretty close to Duvel. Now, I would agree with the yeast profile being similar to the Alamo, but definitely a completely different flavor profile.
For sure. It's just the breadiness that's what's similar to it. As we drink it, it dissipates down to about a half finger, maybe a third finger head. Decent, soapy, wispy lacing. I'd say it's a quick finish.
I'd say it has a little more lingering to it, especially with that with the yeastiness of it. It's a little more lingering.
You know,
Not in a bad way. Not that it has a bad aftertaste that stays behind. but I think it's one of those you enjoy the beer for about 4 more seconds after you get a good drink of it.
Absolutely.
And as it crosses your palate, you have on the front end a really strong carbonation bite, and as it crosses, it goes from the carbonation bite to the breadiness on the back of your palate. It starts to develop the fruitiness to it, and then the sour really starts to come in about mid palate to the back, kind of on the side of your tongue, and then it rounds back out in the aftertaste with a good breadiness to it. I really like it.
As far as body goes, I think it would be somewhere between light and medium, like a light medium body to it. I'd say somewhere between quick to medium finish on it. So once again, to break it down quickly, I get slightly hoppy sweetness up front, a little bit of alcohol, there's a little bit of warming, not very dramatic on it. Bready, biscuity, crackery yeastiness to it at the end. Alright, it's a pretty solid beer. I would say this one actually be good for winter or summertime. Summer, because it is refreshing to a degree and crisp. Winter, because it does have a warming effect to it, it would seem.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I really think that I think this one, and that's, by the way, the Brooklyn #1. I think with this one you could enjoy it really any time of the day or year, but it's really what gives that quality, I think, is just that it's pretty well balanced.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't really lean to a one flavor profile or another. It's
like a stout or an IPA.
Yeah, exactly. It's very well rounded. It's got a little bit of hoppiness to it. It's also got a little bit of maltiness to it. It's very well rounded.
That's not to say it's boring. The sourness is what's good.
Mm-hmm.
It kicks at the end, and that's what gives it a real depth of flavor.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as rating goes, I'm wanting to give it. What do you think? High 3?
Yeah, I'm thinking. In my mind, I can't help but compare it to Duvel.
It is so similar.
And I think I don't want that to affect my rating, but it's kind of difficult.
Duvel,
because it is so very similar, but they are completely different flavors, and at the same time they are different beers, and you can tell in drinking them. But I would say overall rating, I would probably give this one a 3.9, 3.8, 3.9.
If you're wondering what Duvel tastes like and it's not available in your area, because it is kind of hard to find, expensive, you could give Brooklyn Local 1 a try for something sort of similar to it. Not to say that they're complete, interchangeable, like if you want this, you could have this. There's a difference to them. I think Duvel kind of leans more towards this limey sourness a little bit more. But this is pretty close to Duvel. I think they're in the same ballpark for sure.
Yeah, and there's also the difference that Duvel is Belgian.
All right.
And this is Belgian style. This is made in Brooklyn, New York. And so if you really do want to get the full experience, the authentic experience of a Belgian ale like this, you're going to have to get Duvel and try it. But this is it's a very good beer to try, whether you've tried Duvel or not. This is a beer that I would say is probably worth the money. I'd say it's worth the money to get a bottle and try it. And any closing comments?
Well, honestly, it is what it is with this beer and what you're getting with it. Like I said, it tastes a lot like Duvel. It's really crisp. There's not one flavor that's overpowering another. It's very well balanced as far as the beer goes. That's it, really. It is what it is. So that's been Brooklyn Local #1 from Brooklyn Brewery. If you're able to get it, give it a try. Definitely worth getting it. It's a little bit pricey. It's about locally here about, I think it's 11 or 12 for a large size bottle like this. But anyway, that's been the review, guys. We'll catch you next time with the next beer review.
Cheers.